Hello and welcome everybody to the latest edition of Midweek Matters. I'm your host James Graham. As always, I'm joined by the wonderful Charlie White. Charlie and I haven't seen each other for a couple of days, and
we're starting to drift apart a little bit already, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we are, and we all know the reason for that.
Yeah. Well, you chose not to come on Monday. I stepped in, hung out, did it with Cheese. Feedback was overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah.
I think one guy even said that Cheese and I get the best out of each other. They love you, but the two of us together, we just click.
Yeah. Well, I can't kind of. You said I couldn't be bothered, or I can't remember what you just said about my absence. But I was forced off the show on Monday. It just goes to show how much you've changed, Charlie. You get your little quote in the paper, and I think it's gone to your head.
Yeah.
So
we didn't push you off the show on Monday. You just couldn't make, because if I'm going to quote you, you said you had the busiest week of your life. Is that correct?
Busiest post football week.
How many times have you gone for a run this week?
2.
Have you dropped the kids at daycare?
I dropped them at school today.
Sounds like a busy week you got. Sounds like you're flat out.
Yeah, no, Monday and Tuesday were pretty flat stick, but I got up early to go for a run.
Yeah.
Fit that in. Wednesday is the busy is going to be in the afternoon and evening, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is going to be pretty full on.
And you've obviously bought yourself a laptop as well. I've known you for years, mate. You've never ever used a laptop ever. I saw you on Thursday.
You've not seen me use a laptop,
okay.
But I had to bring it in because I was doing some presentations this week.
But it's only since you got the job on NRL 360. You had the laptop out, you were using it, and then before the show you were going around making phone calls. I don't know who to, but we and the rest of us, we sort of thought, we looked at it and go, that's strange. We obviously don't have a journo on that Thursday show, but you were out there making calls and sussing out information on different things.
No, it's and all completely all non-NRL and rugby league related phone calls.
But you always keep your sources close to your chest, so you would say that.
I promise you now, nothing to do with rugby league. So the reason for the laptop was for pure and simply I had to get across the presentations I was delivering this week.
Fair enough.
If that's okay with you.
Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. Laptop Larry, everyone's calling you now. There is something I did want to play for our listeners, because obviously on Thursdays you do work on Triple M, and there was a great moment, which we'll talk about a bit later on the bunker, but there was a great moment of you in commentary when Jesse Bromwich sort of slapped, I can't remember who it was, but slapped maybe Tom
Trbojevic, yes.
Yeah, and when they challenged it and it was given a penalty. And do you mind if I just play your reaction to everyone at home? Is that okay?
Play it away.
You can't swear on radio, can you? Just say anything. You thought it got bad last week. Guess what, Bunker? Load those bullets up. We are coming and we are going to spray. We have got the magazine out. We're coming next week. And you're going to bring your dinner, because when we're done with you, you're going to need it.
Sounds so bad when you hear it back, doesn't it? Oh, God.
Oh, that was brilliant.
You can get sucked into that in radio, can't you? You're just in a room with a couple of friends calling a game, but you kind of forget you go into people's homes, you go into people's cars. Great thing about radio is people can't pause it, wind it back and go, oh, what did he just say? But when you've got people like you, it comes back to haunt you. So thanks for that.
It does. Speaking of getting caught up in the moment, Des Hasler has managed.
Can I just finish on that?
That was a beautiful segue, by the way.
It was a beautiful segue.
Yeah.
It pisses me off because I care about the game, and for the bunker to interfere in that situation and call foul play for a head high tackle. I said this on 360 this week. It's wrong on so many levels, on so many levels. And the most important reason that it's wrong is because if I am a player now and I feel as though I've been touched, and all I need is a touch in the head, contact, what appears to be any form of contact to the head or neck, usually what the player will do is stay down and play that game of cat and mouse with the referee in the bunker to determine whether or not it's a sin-binnable offence. So the bunker can't interfere unless it's a sin-binnable offence, right? We all get that. But what this opens the door to happen is if you feel that contact, I will just knock the ball on, right? Get my captain to challenge. Obviously, we're going to check this for a knock on. There's no knock on. They're challenging the ruling of a knock on. That's been cleared. But hang on, let's go back. Oh, there's been contact made with the head. Challenge is successful. Penalty to that team. That's why we can't have that come in. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But not even just the captain's challenge. Like, players are just lying down already so much, and this is just going to lead to more and more of that.
It encourages it. It's not what a game's about. People are working really hard for the protection of players and looking to, there's talk of rule changes coming in, player welfare around how we can almost protect players from themselves. And it's a serious issue of concussion. There's no denying that. But unfortunately, this distracts from this serious issue. Some of the decisions of the people in the bunker at the moment, this argument, Charlie, where, the referees and the match officials have got a difficult job. Yes, they do, but those decisions aren't difficult.
No.
And there's been a number over the past couple of weeks that I believe aren't difficult. It's just incompetence. And, in any walk of life, players have a difficult job. Coaches have a difficult job. But there's elements of playing rugby league, there's elements of coaching in rugby league that aren't difficult. But people just get wrong and they get called out for that. And in terms of the match officials there, I just fundamentally think they've made the wrong call. It's not about whether or not they've got a difficult job. I accept that. They've just made the wrong call. And it's pissing a lot of people off. And it shouldn't be happening.
Yep.
And like even the Sharks game against the Melbourne Storm, it was a game-defining sin bin on Harry Grant. Like, do you want to win like that? Do the Sharks learn as much as what they should do? No. The Storm should feel pissed off. Nobody wins because there's simple decisions. Most players, fans, coaches, spectators of the game, your super coaches, your super coach players, your tipsters can accept a degree of incorrect decision making when the degree of difficulty is extreme and calls are 60-40 or 70-30. I mean, we all sign up and we accept that, and the game isn't black and white. But some of those decisions that have happened in previous weeks just aren't good enough, and we shouldn't have games being decided by that. The Manly game, for example, so that particular decision, like that earned Manly a penalty. Then they got another one a little bit later on with tackle on a kicker or the block of Luke Brooks. Luke Brooks runs into Donahue. Like, what are we doing? I was so glad that Harry Grant and the Melbourne Storm chose to go and fight that. Because, like I said, Bellamy has spoken and said, well, there was a line in the sand drawn here. Fuck that. Push back. Sometimes we need to push back. You can't accept that these who's drawing these lines in the sand? Well, hang on a minute. We're not going to accept this. Like, nobody wants this. People don't want that in the game. Do we want to protect kickers and stop high contact? Absolutely. Absolutely we do. But we've got to push back and not accept that those are incidences of foul play.
The only thing is, though, this has made things even more confusing.
Yeah.
Like, way more confusing, because it was given a penalty. It was given a sin bin. The NRL came out and have backed that decision. They also then charged Harry Grant, and now he takes the judiciary, fights it, and wins. It's really confusing because, like, is that a line in the sand moment? Because the NRL initially came out and said that was the correct decision. But now they've come out and they've challenged.
Well, no, they said there'd been no directive from the NRL to the match officials.
No, but I'm not talking about directive. I'm just saying they came out and supported that decision at the time. Graham Annesley, speaking to journalists over the weekend, said that.
No, he didn't comment on the grant.
He did speak to people and he said that was a fine decision. He was happy with that as a penalty.
As a penalty or as a sin bin?
Well, penalty, sin bin, does that really matter?
Well, yeah, it does.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's really confusing though, because is that contact now always going to be a penalty? If you are a kicker, you're just going to hold your leg out there for a little bit longer and hope
almost
you
going
get
to boot someone and fall over.
Just stretch your leg out, hold it there, because that's basically what Daniel Atkinson did. So the fact that he's got off the charge is great, but it still is really, really confusing.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll keep on just getting angry.
Yeah.
Because it is frustrating. Like, I don't care if the Dolphins or Manly win, but I care about the game. I don't think most people are in that boat. And with the Grant issue, like, great win for Cronulla, but unfortunately it's been overshadowed by that. And even Cronulla, I think they needed that test against Melbourne. Yes, they get the win. Yes, they get to, put to bed that we can't beat top 4 teams. But that, again, that psychological thing or the aspect of they lost Harry Grant for 10 minutes. We scored in that 10 minutes. Would we have won? Well, we don't know. But we might find out come September.
Probably will. And speaking of big news, though, Jimmy, this has shocked me this morning. I literally thought it was a fake account on Twitter, a fake Gold Coast Titans account. I even looked at the thing closely, looked for the blue tick. This is legit. The Gold Coast Titans have somehow convinced David Fifita to backflip on the Roosters, and he's staying in the Goldie.
Mate, well, it was Tony that sent it to the WhatsApp group. I looked at it and thought, hang on. And then there was another group, and you go, oh, hang on. This is just doing the rounds. Better go and check official account and see what's doing. And he's gone. Oh, sorry. He's gone back.
He's staying. Supposedly, Des Hasler has managed to get David Fifita on his own, away from management, away from his family, away from everyone else, just sitting him one-on-one, and has sold him the dream of the Gold Coast Titans. And somehow he's then convinced him to stay. David Fifita has gone to the Roosters, and he said to them, I'm having second thoughts. I just need a little bit more time.
Through his management.
And the Roosters have gone, get stuffed. Contract's gone. You can stay.
What a bizarre 10 days. A bizarre 10 days.
Yeah.
Because, this clause has been in for a long time. Round 10, David's had some time to mull over and consider, and then for him to get us so close to the deadline, Penrith come in, then from all accounts, the management approached the Roosters, not the other way around. So the Roosters go, well, hang on, maybe let's make this work. The Roosters very well inclined to be really pissed off because this has had a knock-on effect, i.e. they announce it and the effect on Crichton. They might we don't know if Crichton was going to stay or go. It was difficult for most people looking at that situation to see how Angus Crichton, who was a left-sided edge back rower, and David Fifita, a left-sided edge back rower, were going to work together. Maybe Crichton could have gone to the other side. I don't know. But it would certainly appear as though Crichton's days on the left side were over. He publicly came out and said, I'm not going to play second fiddle to anyone, and was a bit blindsided by this. So now the Roosters are in damage control. They've got to fix that relationship with Angus, which I think they can do. But then with Tupanua also granted permission to speak to other clubs, not guaranteed to go, but again, that would affect your psyche around, do this club really want me? But the Roosters, very, look, this isn't the first time something like this has happened, but this is the first time in a long time where a big name player, a marquee, top end player has decided to backflip. The Gold Coast had it happen to them. There was some, famous of Tedesco backflipping and staying at West Tigers after agreeing a deal with Canberra. But the NRL brought in rules to stop this from happening. Obviously, that 10-day cooling off period was still active, and Hasler's gone and convinced him to stay. I guess, look, the only thing for Fifita is you think maybe it's just a confused young man like that is just lost in a world of people trying to want him, and he maybe he didn't know what to do, and Des has managed to face, because I think Fifita came down and met the Roosters, but then when you're face to face with someone like Des, it can be difficult to say no.
He's worked his magic. Initially, you thought he should go to Penrith. Do you think it's a mistake that he's going to the Titans, staying at the Titans?
This could have some long-term implications for David. So I think he's got 2 more years that he's on contract there. Like, is he going to be... I think the Titans can build something and be better, but it's very difficult to get success up there.
Yeah.
But they'll be boosted by the fact that they've kept him, they've kept Tino. There's still a few players short, and I guess we'll see what the next few years bring. Obviously, they bring in the coach in Hasler that is very experienced and multiple premiership winner, multiple grand final appearance coach. David might not regret this now, but when the next contract comes up, he might find teams not so keen to negotiate and deal with him.
Particularly the Roosters. They won't go back there. The Roosters
they won't, but also the teams might be a bit shy to enter negotiations.
Depends how he goes as well, though.
Yeah,
if he's a bit damaging back row over the next couple of
does.
years, like I'm sure there's going to be tons of clubs.
It does. Well,
for him.
I don't think the Titans fans will be booing him this week.
No. Mate, I think this could be a really big mistake by him, though. When you got an opportunity to get paid very similar money at a team like the Roosters or the Panthers, and you stay in the Gold Coast, obviously he's got family connections up there, but really your football career is so short. So short. He's coming into the peak of his career over the next few years. He had a really big opportunity to go to one of the top contenders in the game. And
at $850, like, he's still one of the highest paid back rows in the game. There wouldn't be many on more than that, would there?
No, there wouldn't be many, no. Even Ola Kawatu, I think his 6-year deal was about $800 a year.
Yeah.
So it feels like it's going to be a big mistake for him.
Yeah, I guess time will tell. And maybe it's not all about football and wanting to win premierships. Maybe this is about family. It could be. But still, I think a lot of the rugby league world are in shock. We haven't seen events like this transpire for a lot of years now, and when something does happen like this, and especially all that, the commotion last week of enact the clause. Is it the Panthers? Is it the Roosters? The Panthers are ahead. The Roosters are ahead. They're tossing, they're turning. Oh, he's at one point it looks like the Panthers are over the line, then it's the Roosters, then the Panthers again. The Roosters finally get him. Everybody celebrates the talk out, the ramifications, the booing on the weekend.
It's crazy.
It is. It's almost soap opera-esque. It's like a reality TV show.
I hope the Roosters can get in Angus Crichton's ear and sort of bring him round.
Well, that's the challenge now of Roosters top management to convince Angus he's their man. But again, just on that, let's not forget. I think it was Angus that was sort of suggesting his future lay in overseas rugby. It was him that was sort of.
But I think he's loving his footy now. He's enjoying it here. He's back at his best. He's in contention for Origin. He probably will get picked for New South Wales. It's very different to the footy. He started the year in reserve grade.
Yeah.
Of course, you're going to look overseas for.
No, but options. I think that's been on the radar for.
Yeah, but last year he had a tough year. Did he even play last year?
True. But look, the situation's changed for Angus. The situation's changed for the Roosters. Maybe they can patch things up a little bit. I genuinely hope he stays in our game. But again, the edge back rower market is on a bit of a knife's edge still. I think there's a lot of domino effect potential happening. You know, we got Jaden Sewer, obviously Angus Crichton, Tupanua. There's a couple of others that are off contract, and we'll see when players move. Obviously, Penrith, they've got intentions to sign. They've got money freed up from Fisher Harris moving on, the contract that was offered to Luai that wasn't accepted. So they've got money to go and get someone. Maybe they'll go to Angus, and maybe they'll try and convince him. But there's two powerhouse clubs that are up near the top of the ladder for this year that have got money in the bank ready to spend for next year. So it's just like any player that becomes available or is off contract or aggravates for a release, they're going to have some of the heavy hitters come after them. You know, the Dragons have got plenty of money to spend. All the teams that were in for Noah Blake that missed that, like the teams with, you know, marquee money available. So it's an interesting time for the top end talent, top end of town talent in the NRL.
And Dragons really need to kill. And I think there's probably more to it with the Dragons is why they're not signing players, because they've got Shane Flanagan, who's a great coach who players would love to play for. But I think just with some of the decisions they've made over the last few years, players are less likely to go there.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Like Shane Flanagan and where he's got the Dragons at the moment, I think they're the surprise packet of this season, and I include that with the Bulldogs. So from where I expected the Dogs to be versus where I expected the Dragons to be, like for me, the Dogs are around about where they're at. For me, the most impressive performances for the Dogs have been against the Storm and the Panthers games they've lost. So they've got a smaller gap, the Bulldogs, between their best and their worst. I think they had some games around the start of the season that they were probably a bit disappointed with. But you look at the Dragons, their best and their worst is far apart, but they're more regular at the top end of that best or closer to their best. But they just have a few weeks where they're down near their worst, which has hurt them. But for them to be 5-5 at this stage of the season, like, not many saw that coming. Like, they were favourites for the Spoon.
Yeah, and they got the bye this weekend, so they'll probably be sitting in the top 8 at the end of this weekend. The Bunnies have got their man, Jimmy.
Yes.
Wayne Bennett, 3-year, $3 million deal.
Well, with backflips and 10-day cool-offs, like, we all better just
and it's not signed yet as well.
It's not signed, so
it's been a done deal according to Michael Chamis.
Yeah, it's been announced.
I will just say this, Michael Chamis, he just does seem to break almost every single NRL news story these days.
He's everywhere, isn't he?
He's everywhere. He even broke the Fifita thing, I think, as well.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's on fire. But anyway, who cares about
that? Bennett. Well, I think, one of the knock-on effects from the Fifita backflip will be any deal. Everybody will be, you've got to wait 10 days. You've got to wait 10 days. That was what happened around the Tedesco deal. It's what happened around the Cherry Evans backflip. Everyone then gets all the, hang on, we've got to wait. Is it announced? You can waive the 10-day cooling off period. But I think with Wayne, going back to Souths, it's been on the cards for a while. It's not a really closely guarded secret. I guess because Wayne was so juvenile. Is that the
forthright? Maybe.
Well, it was just very relaxed and casual and a bit more open than he usually is in and around these incidences or these situations with off contract and his future. I think everybody was a bit shocked and thought, hang on, there's a false flag here. Something's going on. But if the reports are correct, he's taken over at South Sydney. So big job on his hands, though. This is a different South Sydney than he took over last time. Like, Captain Obvious, of course, it's different, but they need more work than what they did in the past.
Big time.
Yeah, a lot more work he's going to have to go into this.
Yeah, because even their key spine positions now are a bit up in the air as well. Damien Cook's future, there's talk that maybe Wayne will look to move him on. Cody Walker's obviously looking
34.
Yeah,
he's 35 in January.
Yeah.
But to be fair, he only played his 200th last week.
Yeah, because he burst on the scene late, but I mean, he would have been playing Queensland Cup for all those years as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's still got a lot of footy under his belt.
Yeah,
his
he
body's
does.
going to start wearing down eventually. Latrell Mitchell, is he the fullback? Is he not? And then the Lockie Ellis has been moved on.
Lewis Dodd will be the 7.
Yeah, but then
I think they
unproven at NRL level.
Yeah, they need some forwards, mate. They need some help in the forwards. Cam Murray tries his balls off every week. You've got Jai Arrow in there that's busted. He needs that shoulder sorted. Kaloa Matangi not playing as well as he has in previous years.
Origin player at his best.
Totola probably not back where he once was. Probably a number of reasons behind that dip in form, and it happens to a lot of players. But I'm sure Wayne will be again trying to work his magic. But look, it is a tough market out there because you've got those two big clubs with money to spend. So
there's also not many middles out there available as well. Obviously, James Fisher-Harris wasn't available, and situations like that will pop up. But they probably could have gone hard for Fanua Blake, but their salary cap is so tied up in players like they went and got Jack Whiten, a great player to get, but it's probably a luxury they didn't need. And if they saved that nearly $800,000 that he's got and used it to get a middle like Adam Fanua Blake, that could have probably been a better way of managing their salary cap.
Yeah, like it's a great idea. Let's go and Jack's been probably he has been their best player. But I guess you do wonder, is that what they need?
Yeah, and how much influence is he having on results even as their best player? Let's move on to Magic Round though, Jimmy, because you came in here today and obviously you're going away for 3 days, for Magic Round, 3 days, and you've brought your 2 suitcases with you. Like, how on earth are you? What if you packed to bring 2 suitcases for 3 days? You probably need 3 pairs of undies, pair of jeans, couple of shirts.
I'm not, 'cause I'm going today.
Yeah.
So
Thursday.
Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night.
Yeah, so 4 days. And I wouldn't count Wednesday night because you land at like 8 o'clock after you do 360 tonight. You probably land at like 9:30 in Brisbane. So it's pretty much go to the hotel, go to bed.
You could say that. So
you've got 2 suitcases for 3 days.
Well, they're small carry-on suitcases, and I've got a backpack. So what I attempted to do was fit it all in the one suitcase and the backpack.
Yeah,
that didn't work. I was going to bring a big suitcase, but that would look stupid, and it would be like half empty. So I bought. There's a fair bit of room in one of them. It's just what I wanted to do.
It looks stupid. I will say it looks stupid carrying 2 suitcases as well.
Two
3 days.
Small carry-on suitcases.
But you've obviously overpacked.
Have I?
Yeah.
Mate, I'm not just going for Magic Round. I've got presentations there that I've got to do tomorrow.
But you can wear the same thing. You can wear that collared shirt that you wear.
I've got gym clothes I've got to wear.
Have you got a few different pairs of shoes as well?
I've bought 3 pairs of shoes.
3 pairs of shoes for 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine, mate.
Gym shoes.
Gym shoes, yeah.
Casual trainers, and then some smart shoes.
Yeah, but you don't need the gym shoes and the casual trainers.
Yes, you do. You can't be
the same.
No.
Like, what are you wearing now?
These are pure gym and run shoes.
Yeah, exactly. But that you could wear them walking around. Like, you're wearing them now here.
Yeah, I'm wearing because I'm going to the gym after this.
Okay. All right.
Is that okay?
That's fine, man. I guess it's fine.
I didn't realise when packing I needed to check in with you and see if it was okay.
Yeah, well, I thought it was strange. I thought it was very strange.
Also, the presentation I do has some props which take up some room.
Some props. Have you seen Baby Reindeer yet?
Yes, I have.
So you're like, the comedian, he has the little props and stuff?
Yeah. No, not like that. Fucking hell, what a weird show.
Yeah, great show.
Didn't like the ending.
Haven't seen the ending yet. I've got 2 episodes to go.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Have you seen episode 4?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
With the producer who takes him under his wing. Magic Round, though. Forget Baby Reindeer.
That's
Magic
a scary
Round.
thought, Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's chat about the ending when you've seen it. I'm not one to spoil.
No, we don't want to spoil it for anyone listening at home either. But Magic Round is going to be a great weekend of footy. It starts Thursday night with the Women's State of Origin. If you want to hear more about that, check out Up Front podcast. The girls talk about that. They go in depth. That's the place to check it out. Obviously hoping New South Wales get the win. But then Friday night kicks off for the NRL doubleheader, first game.
2 really good games on the Friday.
Yeah.
Like Dogs v Canberra. I reckon that's going to be a great game. Bulldogs obviously going to win. Like I say, didn't get the result against Penrith, but the level of performance I thought was first class. Obviously, Panthers didn't have Nathan towards the back end or the second half, but still, the Bulldogs and they create chances as well.
It's a coin flip game. This, I think, Raiders Dogs.
It's going to be close, but like I say, I think the reason why I'm going to back the Dogs, the gap between their best and their worst is small. And the Raiders' gap between their best and their worst is large. So back the Dogs for consistency.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Dogs win. And then the second game, Manly Seagulls at home to the Broncos. If you're Manly, you're a bit like, why on earth
Brisbane.
every year do we take a home game and play it against the Broncos at Magic Round?
That's a bizarre one. Bulldogs used to take home games against the Warriors to other areas in New Zealand, and as a player, you're just thinking, cheers.
It's going to be
like it's hard enough.
Yeah, I think they still do that. The Doggies, or maybe the Tigers do it now. Tigers do it. Last year in Christchurch, they took a game to Christchurch against the Warriors.
Right.
Bizarre.
It's
because even though the Magic Round crowd is a weird crowd because it's like it's fans from everywhere. It's not going to be mainly Broncos fans.
No. On Friday it will be.
It's still going to be a mixture, I think.
But you think, Broncos fans would go to that game anyway.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
It's
Like
probably going to be mostly Broncos fans.
Yeah.
Like, mostly Broncos fans.
But Manly were there last week against the Dolphins. They've stayed in the Sunshine Coast, I believe.
Yeah, they Maroochydore the whole time.
What were they doing?
Yeah. You think they should have flown back?
No. I mean, just in that game against the Dolphins.
Yeah. Strange. Who do you like though? You like the Broncos?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do.
Tips for Magic Round as well. It's obviously a lot of fun. It's the peak of, as the footy fans, the peak of the year if you do get to go to. It's great fun and everything's in the one place. Caxton Street. You can sit there, enjoy yourself, go to the games, go back, enjoy yourself. You've got to pace yourself though as well. Like Saturday and Sunday, particularly, Saturday, by Sunday you're cooked, but Saturday's a long day. 3 games of footy. You can get a bit footy fatigued by the end of it.
Yeah, you can. But you know what you do, Charlie? And I say this to anyone that goes there. Obviously, some people are going for a good time and they won't even remember that the football's on. But some people will go and actually get that football fatigue. Don't watch the ball. Pick out a player for the first 40 minutes to watch in a specific position and just watch them and appreciate what they do off the ball. So who's on the... so you got Titans, Knights, Sharks, Roosters, Rabbitohs, Cowboys, or the next day Warriors, Panthers, Storm, Eels, Tigers, Dolphins. Pick a player within one of those sides if you don't support them, and just watch them, watch their movements off the ball. See how much you'll appreciate, but also learn about playing that position. Like we used to do it at St. Helens as kids. We'd get almost like projects, just go and watch that player. Like it's a great tool for any young person or any coach for that matter to utilize to actually advance their knowledge of that position and help them understand what it takes to play that position. Pick the best player on the field in that position that you play or you want to play or you want to coach in or you see looking to help, and you'll pick up so much. Yeah. But it's just it is easy to say, difficult to do because you're naturally attracted to where the ball is. You're like, oh shit, where's that player going?
And also just on drinking, for the first game, beer only. And then probably halfway through the second game, if you're going to move on to spirits, that's when you move on to spirits, I think.
It's mid-strength only though, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can still get spirits. You can get like the little bourbon and cokes and things like that. Yeah, which are just normal full strength.
Okay.
Yeah.
Top advice from Charlie.
And then Caxton Street, go to Caxton Street and then you go to the Valley, obviously. Casino in Brisbane, everyone goes there, but it's not that great. It's not that good.
No worries.
And Thursday, you can get ahead of yourself on Thursday. Last year on Thursday, I got a bit too excited, got carried away. And then Friday, I was just cooked for the whole weekend. And then you're just chasing yourself, really.
Yeah.
You know, you still can go out, but you're just chasing yourself.
Yeah, some of us are there to work, mate. Anyway.
Well, mate, I'm working every day.
Titans v Knights.
Knights are finding some form. They've won 3 games on the trot. Titans are completely injury ravaged in their key positions.
Jesus,
their spine is Keeney, Randall, Verrills, and Aaron Clark. So Randall and Verrills, who are hookers, are playing in the halves.
The Knights just have to keep doing what they've been doing. Low percentage, high completion. They should be able to grind this one out.
Keep an eye out for the late Melbourne Titans as well, because looking at that team, I could see Tom Weaver coming into that team instead. He's on 18th man currently. Young half, played a little bit last year.
Kenny Pat, remember his face?
Yes.
That back end of it was against the Bulldogs, wasn't it? Round 27. He got absolutely mashed.
Yeah, he's a small body.
Like, he got mashed in his he came back.
Yeah.
He came back out at half time. We thought he was going for like facial surgery. It was that bad. He got absolutely mashed. Dan Ganane said he looked like Kenny Powers, so I couldn't concentrate after that. But yeah, maybe he'll come back in. But yeah, Knights all the way for me.
And then Saturday, 5:30, probably the match of the round. It's a shame that Joe Manu's not playing, but it's the Cronulla Sharks against Sydney Roosters. Nico's back. And this is probably,
At time of recording, he is.
Yes.
This is the game of the round. Bizarrely, Ladbrokes. Well, I say bizarrely. Got the Sharks as outsiders.
Yeah. Sitting top of the table, no Joe Manu. They probably deserve to be the favourites the way they go on the Sharks.
Yeah, I've got them for my same game multi.
What is it then? Hit me with it.
Sharks win.
Yep.
And then duos. Young and Mulatalo, 2+ combination.
What's that one paying?
$5.35.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. $5. Not much to happen there.
No, I genuinely, I thought the market would be a bit closer. That will change as we get closer to kickoff, but good value for Sharks if you get in early.
Absolutely. Saturday night, then it's the South Sydney Rabbitohs against the North Queensland Cowboys. 2 teams on the slide going head to head. Cowboys desperate for a win to stay in the top 8 race.
Yeah, both have lost 5 in a row. Can't figure out what's happening at the Cows.
A lot of pressure though on Todd Payton now.
Yes.
And there's not much noise about it because obviously they're not a Sydney club. And if they were in Sydney, there'd be a lot of pressure. But this is now, last year they just went backwards after being a prelim final team. And then this year again, they seem to be travelling backwards.
Yeah, they just can't catch a trick at the minute. They had that leadership change, but it's not really sparked much. They're a team that don't know how, like, just observing them, and I'm sure within the 4 walls of the camp they would deny this, but it's a team that doesn't look like they as interested in defending as they are attacking.
So you got the Cowboys though winning that one, or do you think the Bunnies might get the upset?
Mate, you know, I don't know if I've ever done this. I don't know if I can pick.
Ah, okay. Splinters.
I've never done that. No, I'm not. Can I come back to that?
Yeah, you can come back to it.
Who are you picking?
We're almost done with the podcast, but you can come back to it.
Because who's favourites?
I think the Cowboys should be favourites, surely. Surely. Let me just check here on Ladbrokes. They are the favourites, the Cowboys. They're big favourites, $1.33.
Really?
Yeah, as they should be. The Rabbitohs are rubbish at the moment. Absolutely rubbish. And the Cowboys team on paper is really good.
Yeah, but they've both lost 5 in a row. How can $1.33?
Yeah, well, so do you like the Rabbitohs then if you were betting?
What's the line?
The line will be about 8.5 if that's the odds.
You've done this before.
Yeah, it's 8.5.
Oh. I'm going to... Someone must know something better than I do at Ladbrokes if there's that short. So I've got to tip the Cows.
Yeah, they're so smart. They're so smart. The Bunnies are sitting last. They've won like one game all year, and they have looked terrible in every single game for like 6-7 weeks.
I don't know. There's just something about that game that that makes me nervous. But I'll tip the Cowboys. Fuck it. I'll back Tommy Hackett and Jared Sims at Ladbrokes.
And Lockie Hackett as well.
And Lockie Hackett.
The Hacketts are running Ladbrokes.
Hacketts are running Ladbrokes now. Welcome. Gamble responsibly.
Cam Scott's a great man as well.
Cam Scott.
Yeah. Sunday Arvo. Warriors against the Panthers. Going to be a good game this one. No Nathan Cleary. No Sean Johnson, so the Warriors had to reshuffle things.
Yeah,
a
no
bit.
Roger either. Sorry, Charlie.
No Roger either. Shans moves to 5'8". Will still be a great game though.
Yeah, Penrith will have enough there.
Yeah.
They should have too much. Again, Warriors. No, nobody saw that coming.
Well done, mate. Well done. Sunday afternoon, then the next game, Storm Parramatta Eels, 4:00 kickoff. Still no Moses. Jerome Hughes is out. Surely the Storm just pumped the Eels.
Yeah, they should do, mate. Yeah.
And then Sunday night, Tigers Dolphins. This will be where most people have they booked their flight for probably 6:30 out of Brisbane. They've left early. Half the stadium's empty, and they can avoid watching two very boring teams to watch, I must admit.
The Dolphins aren't boring to watch.
I find the Dolphins boring to watch.
Mate, when they can be, but they can also be really entertaining. So you think that Trey Fuller, Chip and Chase regather?
That was a great
all right,
movement.
but you've just said that team is boring to watch.
Yeah, that was a great moment. Overall, they seem to be boring to watch.
Mate, you know what you're suffering from? The game v Newcastle bias, which it feels like it's still going on and playing.
Still lingers in my back. I can picture
yeah.
myself there.
Yeah,
at
just
Suncorp Stadium, no atmosphere.
It was the atmosphere that screwed it.
Yeah,
and the Knights came to play. The Dolphins were probably just. I think they were expecting the Knights to beat themselves. It didn't make for great viewing, but it stays. Those are the type of games that are hard to shake. Dolphins play some great football.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't love watching them. And the Tigers, they can bring teams down to their level as well. They're woeful to watch. It's like I can't. I know this is bad to say. I really have struggled watching the Tigers these days.
They've lost 6 in a row.
Yeah, it's tough. They're
row.
Sliding.
Dolphins for me.
I think the Tigers, if you're going to put a bet on as well, not a bad bet for the wooden spoon as well. The way they're going. Ooh. Bateman's out a while now, and he's been probably one of their best players all year. Tries every week.
Yeah. Herbie Farnworth was good last week.
So you got the Dolphins, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Well, Magic Round. I can't wait for it, Jimmy. I'll be seeing you there.
Well, you know what, Charlie? You're going to have to.
You know what we should say as well? If you're in Sydney and you want to go watch rugby league, the Beer Footy and Food Festival, which we've spoken about heaps, that's happening this weekend as well. Get your tickets at beerfootyfood.com.
That'll be a great weekend.
100%.
North Sydney Oval.
Great place to watch footy. It's going to be decent weather, I think, in Sydney. Hopefully the rain holds off and you can just kick back, enjoy footy, beer and food.
20 different beers.
Yeah. And lots of amazing food as well.
Heard me at hello.
And that's probably us done though, I'd say.
Yeah, it is. Maybe we'll touch on expansion next week.
Yeah. There's something off here I've got to talk to you about as well.
Oh.
Because you got me in trouble early this week.
Sounds serious. Sounds very serious. All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll catch you next week. Stay tuned as well for Sunday episode with Luke Burgess. This will not disappoint.
And a little Easter egg about you in there as well.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. Yes.
Stay tuned for that. Dragons fans in particular.